about 3 o'clock now. I am going to be hunting a wraparound, or what I call a teardrop. It's kind of like an oxbow. The river kind of cuts and wraps around it and then cuts back and almost connects again. That's pretty typical for, I guess, what I found to be big buck bedding, or buck bedding in general, I guess. I killed my buck 2 years ago in a similar area. It's pheasant opener today in South Dakota for residents, so I'm trying to stay out of the prairie, the grasses. I kind of let the pheasant hunters take that. I figured they'll push deer around to the areas where pheasants aren't concentrated, which is river bottoms, which is basically what I'm hitting. So we'll see, I guess. But I got the kayak on top, got the stand in the back. It's gonna be a real close wind. It's gonna be a real close wind. It's gonna be in the east, switching to southeast. So as long as I get in there early enough with the east wind, the southeast should be pretty much perfect. I'm hoping the thermals will pull my wind, or my scent, down into the river as it cools tonight, is what I'm banking on. But I don't know. This is gonna be one of those hunts where it's either gonna. I feel like it's either gonna be work. This is gonna be one of those hunts where I feel like it's either gonna work perfect, and I feel like I have a high percentage to shoot one tonight, or it's just gonna be too close and they might bust me out of there. But we'll see. Anyway. Alright, well, I just got set up. Took a little bit. It was pretty rough getting in here. There's not a ton of sign besides trails, but the bedding looks phenomenal, so I'd be surprised if there wasn't at least deer back here. It was kind of tough getting back here because my wind was being all goofy, but I'm set up, so I don't know, we'll see what happens. I think about 5 o'clock. I'm on the back side of this tree. I expect the deer to come from that way, or directly behind me. So we'll see. We're at like a pinch point here, pretty good pinch point. And some habitat transition from like thick weeds, river bottom, timber. There's some stinging nettle patches in here, so I don't know. just got back to the car, loaded up everything, and heading back home or whatever. But heading back home, I'm actually going to Taco Bell or something first. But, yeah, that was real dumb. I didn't bring a headlamp, and so I had to kayak back. I don't know, it's probably 3/4 of a mile in the dark, and I only flipped once, but I wasn't in it. I had to drag it around a log jam and it flipped on me. But yeah, that was pretty sketchy. A lot of rocks and trees and stuff in the way that I couldn't really see very well, so I don't recommend doing that. Anyways, a lot of action tonight. Good amount of deer coming out of that bedding. You know, I suspected that was deer bedding, but I suspected it was buck bedding, I guess, but I was obviously very wrong. I think I counted 10 does. I couldn't get a ton of footage of them. They were downwind of me, and so they were trying to bust me, and I was trying not to move very much. But yeah, there was, I don't know, 3 or 4 does, and the rest were fawns, I think. And I don't know. I've been hunting this river bottom pretty hard, and I can't seem to pinpoint those bucks, but I know they got to be in there. I guess just keep grinding. I'll figure it out eventually, I suppose.